Hello and welcome to Scott's Kitchen. I have a confession to make. I don't know why I do this sometimes. I have no explanation, no excuse, I have no reason, but I bought a giant pack of seasoned Costco. I don't know how many are in here, there's a ton of them. Why? Why do I do this? And what am I going to do with them? I'm not sure. So one of the ideas that comes to mind is the one pot. Right here, my favorite, one of my favorites, I guess, along with my air fryer, but it's really cool and does a lot of things and saves a lot of time. Maybe it can get me out of this jam. So if I just like pile them all in here, maybe I'll pile them in here and see how many will fit. And if they all won't fit, I'll cut it and freeze the rest, something like that. Then I'm thinking like maybe put them on a cookie sheet and bake them in the oven, or maybe do like an adobo. I might have some adobo sauce. So let me look into both of those things and I'll get back to you. Okay, starting to come up with a plan. Adobo mix and chicken broth. What could I do with that? All right, so I have my one pot here plugged in, and then I think I want to just start putting some of these chicken legs in here and kind of see how it goes. Let's just unwrap this, and oh my god, it's so heavy it's gonna break. Oh, jeez. I don't know how many pounds this is of chicken, but I think I'm just gonna start putting them in here, maybe stacking them up. I don't know if you can see that, I'm just stacking these up. Let me change the camera a bit. How about that? So if I just stood all these up, not crowding them too much, looks like it's all gonna fit. You know, this might be perfect. Let's see. And a few more. Okay, two more. Come on, we can fit two more in here. We can fit two more. One more. Last one. All right. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Okay, let me wash my hands. At this point, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the adobo mix. I might put that in there after. Maybe like chop up the chicken, put it in after with some onions, and I don't know what else it has to put in here for adobo. But I think I might do that after. But as far as the liquid here, instead of just water, I'm going to use some broth. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so I just have some chicken broth. It's 33% less sodium, and I think that's going to be just about the right amount. And I don't really want to saute this. Sometimes I use the saute, but I think I'm just going to pressure cook it. And then once it's all cooked and done, oh man, the sauce that it's gonna make. My mind's going crazy as to all the things we could do with the sauce. But anyway, let's close this up and get this. Gotta make sure that it's on pressurize, so seal. And then we're going to do meat and start. It's really just that easy. Two buttons and there you go. So the one pot is great for lots of reasons. There's lots of things you can do with it. But for me, the best part of it is just the simplicity. So the light's going around and around, that means it's just heating. Then once it gets up to pressure, it will start a countdown and it'll pressurize for a certain amount of minutes based on just this internal thing. And then it will shut off, and you can do two things. You can let the steam out immediately, or you can let it sit there and pressurize and like naturally release the steam over time. And then it counts up and it tells you how many minutes it's been off, but it's pressure releasing over time. So maybe like 20 or 30 minutes after it's done cooking, then it really makes a nice and tender whatever you're cooking. You can take the hardest piece of meat. And just noticed, not really sponsored by Cressori, but just so happens, I mean, that's my favorite air fryer and pressure cooker. They're just great products. Easy to use, they work great, reliable, not expensive, and big fan. All right, when next we check in, the chicken will be done. All right, so this has been depressurizing for 55 minutes now. You can't see the timer, but that's what it is. So this shouldn't have a lot of pressure in it, but even though I'm going to use a wooden spoon. Yep, it doesn't have any pressure in it. And then it has a safety feature where it's not going to let me open it unless there's no pressure, so it locks. So if it opens, it should be, oh my God, look at that. That looks so good. And the smell is wonderful. Okay, like I said, that broth in there would make a fantastic soup. Maybe I'll keep that and just freeze it and use it for something else. But let's get to putting these onto a baking sheet. All right, so I've got my pan. I put foil and I coated it with non-stick coating, and I'm just gonna take these off. And I wonder how, I think these are probably pretty good. Well, they're slippery little buggers. I'm just gonna kind of set them on here. Try not to make too much of a mess. And oh, let me get the oven going. So I set the oven for 375 convection. So that'll autocorrect to 350. Those of you with a convection oven, that will make sense. And if you don't, well, then it's not going to make sense. I think there's no real easy way of grabbing these. They're very hot. And I'm just kind of doing them, you know, this way, that way. One way, then one way. And we'll just bake them in the oven and see how they come out. All right, so let's just put this aside. This is going to be wonderful soup. And we'll put that over here. And we will wait till the oven is ready for our wings. Drumsticks, not wings. The oven has happily told me that it's up to temperature. And so we're just going to pop these in for, I don't know, probably about a half an hour. It's only 350, and we're going to try to get them nice and crispy. They're already cooked, but we're going to try to get them nice and crispy on the outside. All right, so there's a lot going on here, but you don't really have to look at it all. So what we have here is this is the inner liner of the one pot, and it has all of that chicken broth in it, and I want to save that for later. So what I did is a while back is I kept this stuffed olives. These were delicious, by the way. And I just kept the jar, washed it out. And so now I'm just going to use a funnel, and I'm going to spill this all over the place and make a huge mess. Well, that went pretty good, other than the fact that I have more left, but that's kind of like the fat and the skin and the gross part anyway, so let's just leave that, and we'll put a cap on that and put it in the refrigerator And look at that. Look at the color of that. Add some pasta or I don't know what. Make sort of like a chicken noodle soup, vegetables and things. That'll be great. All right, that should be ready. Let's take it out of there and see. Our beautiful drumsticks. Wow, look at those. Oh my God, they're just sizzling. And I think that's making lemonade out of lemons. They look wonderful. Let's let them cool for a little bit and then we'll try one. Okay, let's try one of these. I put a little bit of the sauce on the top to give it a little bit of extra flavor. Probably, oh my gosh, they're just falling apart. It was hard for me to get this off the tray onto the plate with the tongs because it was just squishing it and the chicken was just falling apart. Mmm. That is really good. I'm gonna take a bigger bite. That's great. So I think what we might do, since I have a whole tray of these, is we'll have a few of them for dinner, and then I think I might take off some of the meat and maybe do adobo in the, not sure if I even need to do the one pot because it's already falling apart. Maybe just like chop up the meat, put the adobo sauce and heat it a little bit. I think we'll be good to go. Yeah, let's do that. Anyway, thanks for watching.